What's going on, everyone? Welcome inside another edition of the Air Traffic Control Podcast. I'm your host, Dom Leacani, the voice of the Lafayette Aviators on Prospect League TV. As always, I'm joined alongside my cohort and my co-host, Mr. Sam Corbett, PA announcer and pitcher, pulling double duty this summer for the Aviators. We now have the pleasure to be joined by Cleveland State Community College's own Jeremy Crider, right-hander for the Aviators this summer. Jeremy, welcome to the pod, man. How you feeling?
Good. Ready to be on the podcast, ready for the summer.
Yeah, man, we're excited to have you. What excites you the most just about Lafayette? I mean, I know you haven't been into too long, being maybe like the first or second day you've been here, but what's Lafayette been like for you?
I just got in yesterday, so don't really know too much about it, but saw some golf courses, so that looked pretty cool.
Are you a big golfer?
I worked at a golf course last summer, so I played some. I mean, not the best. I'm pretty bad, honestly, but I like to go play.
You know your handicap?
I'm not even at that level yet, calculating my handicap.
That's fair, man. What's the reaction like when you walk in a Loeb Stadium for the first time and you look around and take it all in?
It's honestly like sick. Like the water park and left, like ton of seats, this all turf field. It's really sick stadium. So
Were you able to check it out last night at all when you got in, or did you see it for the first time this morning?
I didn't check it out last night, but I saw it on Instagram and social media, and it just looked awesome.
Yeah, and then actually, walking in this morning for media day, seeing that, actually walking into the gates for the first time, what was that like?
It was just really cool to finally see it in person.
Was it for me at least? I mean, actually seeing that video board, just compared to the other stadiums in the league too, it's like, man, this fact that this place is home, that's incredible feeling.
Yeah, I saw on my phone, and I was like, wow, that's really cool. And I saw it in person, and I was just like even more impressed with the stadium.
So you're a Knoxville, Tennessee kid. You go to Cleveland State Community College in Tennessee. I didn't even know there was a Cleveland, Tennessee that existed, in the world. But why Lafayette? Like, what brings you up here to Indiana? What was the process like of, having the conversations of, I'm going to be an Aviator this summer?
So just during our fall season, I was just like playing, had a decent fall, and posted a couple of videos on Twitter. I think Coach Sailors ended up seeing some video of me on Twitter and then ended up reaching out to my coach. And then he had to set up a call with me, and I immediately was like, yeah, I'd love to come down here.
What was that interaction like with Jamie when you first met him on, what was it, a Zoom? I would assume a call. Yeah.
Well, I just got a text from like a random number, and I was like, I didn't know really who it was. And then I checked and then looked up everything and called him, and it was just pretty cool.
Yeah. What have the coaches at Cleveland State been emphasized for you, with your time at college ball, whether it's, really emphasizing, bigger frame, really focusing on releasing as down to the mount or close to the plate as possible, or, can we drop your arm down and get a Chris Sale or a Madison Bumgarner effect?
Really, just for me, just keeping the ball down and letting it work, because I do have like a lower arm slot and more like a sinker slider guy. So just for me, just keeping it down and then just working inside on hitters more, because I feel like, you're going to get the best hitters out inside, really, but especially in higher levels, because everyone's looking for the fastball away. If you can paint it inside, you're going to have success.
So you're trying to get ground balls in, fastballs in on the hand, or fastball sinkers in on the hand?
Yeah.
What did you develop? Because we were talking about your pitch mix off camera. You had mentioned it was a four seam, but it worked more like a sinker. What was the development of that pitch like? How much did you maybe have to play around with pitch grips? How much did you have to play around with the movement of it to really kind of perfect that?
Pitch grip wise, it's a traditional, just a four seam, but I really haven't had to work on it too much, because I've always had like a lower arm slot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just always had that tail and sink. So I'd just say ever since I became a pitcher, I've always just had that run and sink on it. So
you remember the first time that they handed you the ball and they said you're on the mound, kid? Like, when was the first? What's your earliest memory of pitching?
My earliest memories probably when I was like, I was pitching since I was like 9, but I can remember back to when I was like 12. I was pitching at this place. It's called Cal Ripken. It's in Severe Bowl. They have a field. I can remember pitching there. I started like a perfect game through like 4 or 5 innings and like one of the last games, and then I just remember our right fielder dropped a pop fly. That's like one of my like first memories of like going back and pitching.
That's awesome. And then you just take us through the other pitches that you throw as well, the development of those and where you're at with your arsenal right now.
My changeup is just, I've been playing around with different grips every time, because I'm really trying to get the best
for those who can see and watching the visual version, that's what it's doing. Change up literally.
Yeah, circle change. And then I throw my slider, I spike it right here.
Okay.
And then I
Knuckle grip, yeah.
come around like that and just side to side.
When did the knuckle come across?
Well, so last year I was kind of throwing it like this, and it wasn't really the best. And I was just playing around with grips, and someone told me to try this, and I was just messing around with it and just started really throwing it, and it just started working. So I just stuck with it.
And then is your emphasis throwing?
Same intent as a fastball and just letting the
Yeah, pretty much just same intent, and then just like trying to get around it.
So you're telling basically you're envisioning in on a righty every single time.
Yeah.
Trying to,
You mentioned that lower arm slot. I'm curious now, were you growing up maybe an over-the-top guy and coaches adjusted you to maybe throw from more like that 3/4 side, or were you always naturally kind of just a little lower arm slot?
Well, I can't really remember, but I do know I used to play like middle infield, and I just would always be throwing it from like right here, and it just got to a habit, and I just stuck with throwing like that. So,
Okay. Let's talk about your first year with Cleveland State, especially as a freshman, just your development. How was the spring for you? What were some of the biggest things that maybe you saw improvement-wise in your game first year collegiately? Because JUCO, a lot of guys don't realize how much of a grind it is.
JUCO, my first year, I mean, it was a pretty tough year. I mean, there's a lot of good players. I mean, my year went pretty decent, but there's also our starting pitching staff. We had 3 guys. One is going to University of Tennessee, another going to Charlotte, then another guy going to Lee, which is pretty good D2. So I really just had those 3 guys, and they were working really hard, can learn a lot from them. So, I mean, just tried to take in as much as I could from the old guys that were like a year older and already have everything figured out, and they're pretty good, and just learn from them pretty much.
was there any time during a loss from Cleveland State where you took a bit more takeaway than normal, whether it was a good message from a coach or another teammate or something that you just kind of realized after the fact?
Well, actually, we just finished it was our region tournament, and so we lost our first game, and it's double elimination. So we lost our first game, and I just remember our like coaches were talking to us, and they're like, we lost by 1 round. They're like, it's not over yet. Y'all are still in it. And we ended up making it all the way to the finals, forcing the if necessary game. We ended up losing, but we lost our first game. We came all the way back and won like 5 in a row. So that right there.
Yeah. Talk about recency.
Right. Like resilience, just that mindset. I mentioned how much of a grind JUCO is because a lot of people don't realize, 2-year university or college, and there's a lot of things that go into it, and guys, really trying to earn their way, to get to that 4-year institution. For you, why did you think that JUCO was the best route for you, and what are some of the biggest takeaways that you've had that maybe you've seen your work ethic improve and things like that?
One of the reasons I picked JUCO, like I had some offers some decent Division II schools and then some NAIA schools, but I really wanted to I thought JUCO would be the best route because I was still young. I'm still pretty young, and I think I could still develop some more. And I'm just trying to get better for the next 2 years and try and go to the best school that I possibly can.
What is the dream school for you?
I'd say probably either pretty solid Division II school or maybe just like a mid-major D1 where I think I'm going to get pitch a lot.
We were talking off cam more about you being a 2-way in high school, and you were talking about when you're younger being a middle infielder. I did a little bit of homework, outfielder, first baseman, more of right in high school. When did you really realize that, hey, I want to hone in on what I do on the mound?
Well, I just got to when I was at college, I was doing both, and
okay,
it's pretty tough to hit and pitch, and wasn't really hitting the best, and I was pitching pretty good, so I was just like, I'll just pick one, focus on one.
When you make that decision to become a pitcher, only a lot of guys will change up their training regimen a lot. What is, whether it's a day-to-day or, if you know that you're starting on Friday, what's kind of your build-up to that throughout the week of, I gotta try to long toss on Tuesday or try to maybe throw a light bullpen, keep it easy, whether it's the throwing aspect or if you're a big weightlifting guy in season, walk us through that.
Normally, I'll try and get on the mound. I was a reliever in the spring, so I'd try and just get on the mound as much as possible. probably throw like 2 or 3 bullpens a week. And if I know I'm gonna pitch the next day, I'll probably throw like a short box, which is just like 50-foot bullpen. Just
That was catchy.
Yes, I
the other day.
Oh, hey, listen, I was a backup catcher in high school, third string, and this guy has me out here still gassing me with the short box. I look at my hand, and I'm like, this is like a red all over my index, my middle finger.
And none of the other players were here, and he had his glove. And I said, "Oh, catcher's glove. I'm gonna use this as my advantage." And then he's looking at the palm later.
So you need a short box. I guess I'm your guy. For you coming into this summer, what are some of the things that maybe you're looking forward to, but also you really, really want to develop? Or is it maybe working on a certain pitch? Is it working on mechanics? Like, what are you looking forward to the most working on?
probably want to work on my changeup some, just throw it more for strikes, and then just try and keep developing. Maybe try and get my velo up a little bit.
Okay.
What's the velo at right now?
I've been up to like 88, so I'm trying to by hopefully this spring need to get up to like 89, 90. We'll see.
90 because we were just talking with a couple other guys earlier today about their first experiences hit 90. Have you had that yet?
I haven't.
Okay. It's going to be exhilarating. I kind of saw it in your eyes that that's something that you need to have that soon.
Do you have any odd idiosyncrasies or superstitions maybe before games that like, oh, I have to do this, I have to do that? Or are you kind of guy that just likes to go with the flow?
Normally I just go with the flow. I mean, the only superstition I would say is just never step on the line.
Yeah, that's the second guy we've had say that. I mean, I'll count it as 3 now because
Hey, I'm not that most, but I will never ruin the chalk.
that's fair. There's not really chalk here, but still.
Yeah,
like,
regardless. This is the first place for me where the home field has been turf. So every other place I've home field has been dirt for me. So I'm just happy I don't have to do like field cleanup after the game.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that.
No kidding. Hey, before we let you go, man, you want to do some rapid fire?
Sure.
Let's do it. So let's start with this. This is the first guy I've asked this to. Would you rather hit a walk-off home run or rob a walk-off home run?
Definitely hit a walk-off.
Why is that?
I mean, even back when I was hitting, like, just the feeling that you get when you hit a home run, like, I'd say, like, nothing can beat it. Just, like, whenever you're around in the bases, you just black out. Like, I couldn't imagine hitting a walk-off. So.
You have a favorite baseball memory up to this point?
Probably winning state my freshman year in high school.
Very nice. Awesome. Your MLB Cup. Give us your comparison. If you're comparing yourself to one big leaguer, who you going?
I don't know. I'd have to say, can't think of anyone.
No, like a tall, lengthy guy.
Yeah.
He like a.
I guess. I mean, maybe Chris Sale, but nowhere near as close. I got that.
Okay, well, we'll take that.
Not that good, but just arm slot wise and tall and skinny, lanky.
I got one for it. So obviously Purdue, right across the river in West Lafayette. How long do you think you're scoring a basket on 7'4" Zach Edu?
I'd say if we're playing like 1-on-1, that's maybe I could maybe score like once, hit like a lucky jump shot or something.
So is he winning playing to 11? Is he winning 11-1?
Yeah, probably 11-1. I'd say.
For me, it's 11-0.
He's skunking me.
Yeah. Favorite baseball movie?
I'm gonna say probably Bad News Bears.
I love that, man. So every guy that we've interviewed so far has had a different answer, and all the answers have been fantastic. That's another good one. Do you like the original or the remake?
The original.
The original one, yeah. I'm with you on that, man. If you had to play another sport besides baseball, what would it be?
Probably either football or basketball. I always played those 3 sports, and then when I got to high school, I just made it baseball.
Okay. 3 snacks on a road trip. You stop at a gas station in the middle of the night. What are you going with?
Say those Sour Patch, or no, the Airhead bites, like the rainbow bites.
Okay.
Say maybe a Snickers bar, and then I guess chocolate milk.
Okay, that's not the first time we've heard Snickers either.
Yeah. So, strawberry milk.
We had strawberry milk, but I think you're the second guy to say Snickers.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with a Snickers bar. Which uniform out of the 3 that you've seen so far do you like the best?
Probably just the all white.
The all white? Yeah, that's been a common theme that's been a common so far. Any reason? Does it look like a similar uniform that you've worn before, or
Just like the way it looks, just all white, just
Yeah.
simple, can't go wrong with it.
just clean? Secret talent, you got it?
I mean, I can wake surf. I mean,
Ooh,
that's
go into that more, man. When'd you start that?
it's not that. I mean, a lot of my friends, like, we're always out in the lake in the summer. It's not it. You can pick it up if you give it like 30 minutes, but you can get better at it. So,
Okay.
You know, any like tricks, like aerials?
I mean, not really. I think I can throw in the rope and just go with the weight. Yeah, it'd be a 360 if I get lucky, but that's about it.
Okay. More than I can.
We'll end with this, man. What are you looking forward to most this summer here at Little?
Probably just pitching, winning, having a good time with like all the fans, just enjoying myself for the summer.
Best fans of the Prospect League, can't go wrong, man. This place is going to fill up quick.
Can't wait.
Thanks so much, Jeremy, for joining us. We appreciate you on the pod. Enjoy the rest of the season. Have fun. Go kick some butt. And thanks for coming on, man.
Thank you.
It's for Jeremy Crider, the right-hander for the Lafayette Aviators. This has been another episode of the Air Traffic Control Podcast here with the Lafayette Aviators. I've been Dom Leacani with Sam Corbett and right-hander Jeremy Crider. Make sure you like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff wherever you get your podcasts, whether you're watching this, whether you're listening to this. We appreciate you tuning in. Have a good one. Enjoy the Aviators this year in 2024, and we'll see you for another edition of the pod.